All right, so let's talk about what a variable is, data type. Now to continue, we have to create a new folder here. So create a new folder and then you can name it variables. Okay, either down that. And then what you want to do is to open up this folder and then create a file called variables.c++. Either down that. So we have each of our topics right inside each folder. Okay, so good. So we are going to be using this variables.c++. So let's talk about what a variable is in simple terms. Now, a variable is just a container used to store data in a program. And again, I've given you an analogy here. Think of it as a box where you keep something. But inside of this box, you can keep different things inside, like numbers, words, and so on and so forth. Okay. And whatever you want to keep inside of the box, you can always name it so that anytime you need to pick it up, you just have to call it or pick it up by the name. Okay, so to understand what a variable is properly, okay, let's get started with the practical aspect. So remember, the first step that we need to do is to type the include, then I'm gonna type in IOStream like so. Okay, so remember, this command actually allows us to input and output files. Okay, and then don't also forget that we need to open the house where we need to start writing our C++ code by opening the int main. Then you want to open your curly bracket like so. Okay, so to get started creating a variable, uh, you are going to get started with integer. Okay, but before that, you also know we need to return 0 in this case, and this has to tell us that anytime it successfully runs all the command above our code and it returns 0, it means all our code was successful. So just to remind you what that is. Okay, so we are going to be creating a simple variable right in this case. Okay, and I'm going to be talking about the different types of data types later on. So to actually create a variable, you need to put in the type of variable you want. For example, if you want to store numbers, numbers are usually called integers here. And well, you don't have to write integer in full like this, or you just simply introduce to write int in short. Okay, so this allows you to only store whole numbers. Okay, and what I need to do now to store any whole number, I need to give it a name so that I can pick it up later by the name. So for example, let's say I want to store user age, right? So, and then I can store the user's age by setting, let's say 20 to this. And you must put in a semicolon signifying that you are done, just like the period at the end of a sentence. Okay, so this user age is actually the variable. Okay, so it's actually pretending like it's 20. Okay, so that's it. So what we want to do now is to actually display this to the output result. So to do that, remember, you have to type standard, which is the std, then put in two colons, then write console output, right? Then you want to put into left angle brackets, and then all you just simply need to do is to type the variable which you want to see its result. That's all. Okay, so this is going to tell us what this user age is. So we're actually saying print me, well, whatever this user age is, which is simply 20, right? And remember, to execute it, at the top right corner, you would see the play button. So you want to click on run C++ file. Okay, so let's click right on that. This opens up your terminal, executing and your C++ file. Let's wait for some seconds. And then you can see the result right in the terminal, 20, right? So it's as simple as that. But I want to show you one way it was usually can also do that. So if I said I didn't want it to store anything to this user age, it's totally fine. Okay, and maybe later on I can come back to call this user age and store a value to it by just simply calling user age on a different line like so. And then you can set in any variable to it, maybe like 20 for example. So you can also do this. This still works the same way as we did it initially. But writing it on a single line is just much better, isn't it? So let's put in back 20 here. Okay, so we can also create another variable. Again, this is only storing numbers. Okay, and what you want to do is to type int. And the kind of variable we can store is, for example, birth year. And if you take a note, you would see that this birth year is two words. Okay, you don't want to put in space here. It's either you use underscore to separate it, or you write this y in capital letter like this for the next word. Okay, so this is usually called the camel case notation. Anyways, let's store our birth year here, okay, by setting that to, let's say, 1990, like so. So this actually stores, well, a number too. Okay, let's do one more. Let's say int, then let's say total books. Let's say total books you've read so far. Let's say 12. That's it. Okay, so these are you storing different values. Okay, specifically an integer. Across the top here, I just put in the definition right here for you. Okay, so integer stores whole numbers, no decimals. Okay, and if we try to store a decimal, let's say this total books was 12.5, and let's actually try to put in the result. So let's say total books, and let's see what we have. Let's see if it will give us 2.5 or not. So if I click run this file, let's see the result we have. So you can see that it only gives us 12. Okay, it scripts out the decimal right after this 12, right? So regardless of whether you are storing this, well, it's always going to be an integer. It scripts out this. Okay, and anytime you want to run your code, okay, so what you need to do is you can usually clear the terminal first, so you don't have the recent code, which we don't need again, right? Good. So this is just an integer, another data type which you can actually store. Before I proceed, by the way, okay, so we understand what a variable is. Okay, again, a variable is just this user age, birth year, total books. Okay, they are usually used to store values. Okay, for now we are only storing integers. Okay, so that's what a variable is. Now all of these variable which you are seeing here, they actually store what we call a data type. You can see we have this 20 here, right? We have this 1990 here, and we have this 12.5, right? All these are actually values, right? So they are actually called data as well too. So the user age, birth year, total books, they are all data, but their data type is different. For example, this 20 and this 1990, they are called integers. Okay, this total books, well, you can see it's decimal. In C++, we don't call this an integer anytime it contains decimal. Okay, so taking back, looking at what we have here, you would see I've listed some of the data types we have. So anything which is an integer, in short, you just say int. It stores whole number, and it could be something like age, year, days, and you can store it just like this. Okay, we also have the floating number. Okay, or you can call it the double in C++. So if you want to be able to store decimal, we call it double. Okay, and you can store things like price, GPA, temperature, and so on and so forth. All right, so and the approximate memory byte is 8 bytes. Okay, you don't have to worry about that now. We also have the one called char. Okay, so in full form it means character. So if you want to store a single value like a, c, or maybe currency, okay, just a single value, just one word. Okay, so then you can use char in this case. You also have boolean right in this case too. The boolean can either be true or false. Okay, think of, say, a light switch. You can either switch it on or switch it off. Okay, so true or false is a boolean value. And we also have lastly what we call a string. A string represents a sequence of character. Okay, in simple terms, well, maybe anything inside double quote or a single quote would be a string in simple terms. Then you can store your name, day, food, address, and so on and so forth. Okay, so for this, we're actually going to be doing the next thing by actually creating a double. Okay, so let's learn how to actually store double data types. Right, so this time around, just going to open my comments. Remember, comment by putting to /. Okay, so I could say double, and then this time around I would say stores numbers with decimals. Okay, so let's create an example of a double data type. So to create a double value, okay, variable, you just have to say double, then you can set your value. So for example, let's say product price. Okay, and then you can set any value to it. So let's say the product price is 199.99, like so. You can do another one. So let's say double, like so, and then we can have exam score. Then we can store a value to that. So let's say your exam score is simply 88.75, and you have it there. You could also store another double. So by saying double, and then another example could be body temperature. As you can see, the way I'm creating the variables, body, then the T being capital, like so. Okay, and then we can set the value to that. So let's say 36.5. All right, cool. So this is double right in this case, and then you can actually test it out by displaying any result. Just so let's say body temperature right in this case, and you can display all of the three. It's totally fine. So, but of course, you need to print this on a new line. You need to put this slash n right there, okay, so that they will all go on a new line. So I'll copy this for the rest. Okay, so let's say exam score, and then last one, product price. So let's, so you want to run your C++ file. Let's see the result we have. And as you can see, towards the bottom here, you can see that this now actually puts in the decimal, unlike the integer where we were trying to store a decimal. Okay, so this gives us the actual value. All right, so that's for the double right in this case. Okay, so to comment out your code, you can just put 2 forward slashes. Okay, if you don't need that anymore. Okay, and then I'll just take this one right to the bottom like so. So the next data type which we are going to be checking out is going to be the char. Okay, remember what the char is. So okay, so like so. So what we want to do this time around is to actually create a value which can be stored as a single one. So to create a char, a single character, then let's use user grade for example. This time around, let's say we just want to store the grade is usually AB, right? So let's say that's the grade rate, right? And then let's create another character. Let's say gender. The gender in short form, we can say male or female. We can simply put a male like so. We can have one more character, okay, and then let's say symbol. And then this time around, you could also store a symbol like hash or any symbol at all. It's totally fine. Okay, so you can check the result of any one of it just to be able to see the result of that. Okay, so you can run this or do for the three. It's totally fine. All right, so the next data type which we have is a boolean. Okay, so remember what the boolean I said is. So a boolean stores true or false values. Okay, think of it as a light switch. You can either switch it on or off. To create a variable now, what you just need to say is to say bool. Okay, and then let's say for example you are logged into a website. We can say is logged in to the website, and then we can set that to true. If you are not logged in, we could set that to false. Okay, so let's create more boolean values. So let's say as discount. So you bought a product, and let's say there was a discount in the product, and I want to be able to tell the director or the manager. I can declare a variable called as discount, and I can set it to true whether the product has discount or not. Okay, so we could have one more example. So say you're on social media and you're online. I can set your online presence to either true or false, right, in this case. Okay, so that's what a boolean is. It could be one of two values, true or false. Then also, why not, you can actually check the result whether it's discounted or not, and when you do this you should be able to get true or false right in this. Okay, so let's keep going. So that's for the boolean. So the next data type which we're actually going to talk about is the string. Okay, so that's one of the most popular data types in every programming language. Okay, so but while we display the result of this, okay, if you check the output now, you're actually going to see one. Okay, so true in, well, programming language, well, is usually one, and false is usually zero. Okay, so that's one thing you need to note. Okay, so the next one is the string. So for the string, a string could, well, be anything stored in a double quote or a single quote. Okay, it's just a series of character or a sequence of character. So to create a string, it works quite differently. Yeah, you have to call the standard function like so, then put in two colons, then you say string. Okay, then you can now type in the variable you want to store as of the string. Okay, so let's say you want to store your full name, then you can give it any name of your choice. It's totally up to you. The full, then capital N, remember the camel case, or you can simply use underscore. Okay, if you are not used to using this, so you can say full name like this. So that's totally up to you. So we can now set the full name to whatever name we want. For example, let's say John, like so. Okay, so this is going to store John, and anytime we call for them, we are literally calling John too. So we can create more in this case. So let's say for we want to create our favorite food by storing our favorite food. Okay, so we could store our favorite food right in this case, and then let's say jollof rice. Okay, good. So we could also create on that variable. Just copy this down by pressing Shift Alt arrow down. Okay, so I could create another string, or let's say home address, because that's a long one. You can store long values to like home address. Let's say home address, and then you can store your home address. So let's say 1019, let's say Washington DC. Okay, like so. Okay, so let's say that's my address right in this, and that was simply a string is. So let's say we have home address stored like so. Okay, we have it there. Okay, you know one interesting thing we can do about string. Okay, so let's say we just want to see the result. By the way, let's just clear of this and then display the result right again. Let's run the C++ file, and then you can see I have my address right there. Okay, so let's say in situation I just don't want to see my address here. I want to be able to say I live in, then this is my address here, right? So would you want to try that on your home before I get to do that? So what you want to do now is instead of putting home address here, first of all, I can say I live in. Okay, so how do you think I would actually do that next? Okay, don't forget to close in your double quote. So what do you think I would do next? So it's pretty easy. So you just have to put in two double quote. So I live in, then where do you live in? We're gonna put a space after this I live in, okay? Because it says I live in, then that variable which stores your home address instead of having to type it again. But you don't need to put this variable in double quotes because it will think you are saying I live in home address, right? So you don't want to put that in double quote. So it actually means I live in, then well, it doesn't think this home address is home address. It thinks your home address is this, right? So it means I live in, then whatever you have here. Okay. So if you get to see the result right away, and we have it there. Okay, so you can see at the bottom it displays I live in, then your address right in this case. Okay, so it's as simple as that, right? So that's what the string is all about. So I would want you to try combining full name and favorite food. So you could say my full name is John and my favorite food is jollof rice. So can you use one sentence to actually combine that? So try that yourself. All right, so this is the result right in this case, which I've just written. Okay, so you want to understand what is basic different data types are. So let's move on to the next.